Hi, everyone. My name is Courtney. I'll keep this short and sweet. My name is Courtney Rocha. I am the Southeast Regional Coordinator for the Municipal Vulnerability Preparedness, or MVP program. And just so I know the audience, how many of you have worked on an MVP grant? Okay. Hi, Tom. How many of you have never heard of MVP? Oh, welcome. Welcome. Okay, so the way the MVP program works is we are a state-funded grant program that helps municipalities prepare their built, social, and natural environments to the effects of climate change. We have two pots of money that we separate into two different grants. We have our planning grant, which is a prescribed planning process that we developed. And right now, 99% of the Commonwealth has completed their planning grants. And at the end, you have a document with the community's top priority actions for climate change. We have since updated this planning process, which we're calling MVP 2.0. I'm not going to talk about it today, but if you have more questions, I'm happy to talk more about MVP 2.0 because it's a lot to cover. Here, I'm going to talk about our action grants. This is open to all MVP communities, political subdivisions of the Commonwealth, which basically means RPAs, water boards, etc., and federally and state recognized tribes. So if you've completed your planning grant, you're eligible for action grants. For your priority actions, it's up to $3 million per project or $5 million per regional project, and our budget is typically $20 to $40 million per grant cycle. So 99% participation in our program so far, so all 349 out of 350 communities or municipalities have participated. Right now, we have 32 communities going through our new pilot process for MVP 2.0. But I just want to highlight that we've given out $130 million to date, and the last grant round was our biggest grant round ever with 79 projects awarded, and hopefully we're going to surpass that in the current grant round, which we'll be announcing later this summer. And the grants typically come out in March, and they're due 8 weeks later, and they're awarded at the end of the summer. So if you have any project ideas or you're wanting to know more about our program, each region has their own regional coordinator. You can see I am Marshfield South in the Cape and Islands. So if you have a grant idea and you want to flesh it out with me, I'm happy to figure out what grant program your grant would be good for, whether it's ours or maybe direct you to more state resources. But it's really my job to work with communities to be successful with MVP. So who can apply? MVP certified communities, which is 99% of the Commonwealth at this point. So you're eligible to apply. Political subdivisions of the Commonwealth and federal and state recognized tribes. And we are always working to expand our eligibility, so keep an eye out for that expanding. And then we fund all stages of a project. We fund planning, capacity building, regulatory updates, design and permitting, and construction on the ground implementation. So we fund our planning. Our planning grant is one prescribed process, but you can also apply to us for other planning processes as well. And then our funding, I covered, is $3 million max per project. So a community can have more than one project at $3 million. It's just a capacity issue. And $5 million for regional projects, which is one or more entity working together. We have a 10% match. We've recently lowered from 25% match to 10%, and it's zero for any tribes applying to our program. So what is a successful project? This is that picture. I love it. That's the Coonamessett Bog restoration in Falmouth, which was partly funded by MVP, but multiple partners worked on that federally as well. But successful projects in our program are nature-based solutions. They centered environmental justice. They have in community engagement and center equity. And they incorporate our 10 core principles. Those are on our website. I won't put them all up here, but it's basically like, are the communities working together? Is this project transferable? Are we thinking beyond borders? And the top advice I give to communities who want to apply to our program is just download our RFR and see if your program can, your project idea really meets the points on our application that really outlines what we're looking for in our grant applications. But I think what most people are looking for are example projects. So I'm just going to highlight a handful of example projects that we funded that might be relevant to why we're here today, and then answer any questions you have. So the first one is the South Watuppet Pond Green Infrastructure. This is a community-driven project where they worked with Groundwork South Coast to educate the community about the watershed and the reserve. And they worked with Fall River, Taunton, and Westport to design 3 stormwater treatment retrofits that lead into Watuppet Pond, which is their backup drinking water supply. And they partnered with local organizations to do outreach and get engagement about why people should care about this small, tiny little wetland in a city and why it's important to their community. We awarded them $415,000, and they had a 25% match. This one, this is Mashpee. Jason's here with us today in the audience, but we're working with Ashley Fisher as well. We worked with them for multiple years, the FY22, 23, 24, and potentially another grant round coming up, where they conducted a priority green infrastructure stormwater retrofit at Timberland Drive to reduce loading of phosphorus that are going into Santuit Pond. And they were also able to develop concept designs for the town landing. Our next grant round, they were able to move forward more on the town landing, and it was a partnership between the town of Mashpee and the tribe, the Wampanoag tribe. And we awarded them $500,000, but over the course of several years, they've gotten multiple grants from us to move this project from design through permitting and implementation. So we really fund all phases of a project. Here's Dennis. Tom's here today. So people that I've worked with, I'm highlighting here today. We have funded them for multiple years. This is last year, but we're currently working with them. This is the design of the project, where they employed nature-based solutions to treat stormwater. And they completed hydraulic and modeling for climate change data, and they did a lot of public outreach with the EJ community surrounding the area. And I have some concept designs on the next page, but here this project was for the design, and then we funded them in FY23 the following year to take 2 years to really go through the permitting. That's how long permitting takes now, and we're willing to work with you to get these more innovative projects that treat stormwater permitted. And this project uses a variety of innovative concepts to treat the stormwater before it goes into Nantucket Sound. So here's a concept design of one element of the project they were able to develop. And that is it. So I hope to answer more questions about what this project or MVP could mean or help you with, and thank you for having me.